According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Article 376.10 on, wireways are permitted for exposed work. This means that the code does not explicitly require a cover to be present on a wireway. There is a distinction to be made between wireways and auxiliary gutters. Section 366.100d of the NEC mandates that auxiliary gutters must be covered. However, wireways are distinct from auxiliary gutters and are governed by a different article within the code. Consequently, the requirement for covers on auxiliary gutters does not extend to wireways. While the NEC doesn't mandate a cover for wireways, it's generally considered a good practice to keep the cover closed. Keeping the cover closed offers protection to the conductors and cables housed within the wireway. This protection extends to physical damage, the ingress of dust and debris, and accidental contact. Despite these benefits of keeping the cover closed, the act of leaving it open or removing it does not constitute a code violation according to the NEC. Now let's delve deeper into the components. Firstly, consider the wireway itself. It is essentially a sheet metal enclosure designed to protect and route electrical wires and cables. Secondly, there's the tray cable, often referred to as TC cable. This type of cable is specifically designed for use in cable trays, raceways, and wireways. It's characterized by its flame retardant properties and resistance to physical damage. Thirdly, think about the hinge access cover. This cover is typically secured to the wireway with screws or latches, providing easy access to the interior for maintenance and modifications. Moving on to NEC Article 376, this section of the code provides comprehensive guidelines for the installation and use of wireways. It covers various aspects such as permitted uses, construction specifications, installation methods, and grounding requirements. This is important to understand in addition to Section 376.10 on for wireways permitted for exposed work. Then think about NEC Article 366, which focuses on auxiliary gutters. Auxiliary gutters are similar to wireways, but they are typically used for short runs to supplement wiring spaces at meter centers, distribution centers, switchgear, and similar points. Understanding the distinction between wireways and auxiliary gutters is crucial for ensuring code compliance. Let's talk about exposed work, which refers to electrical wiring and equipment that is accessible and visible. This is in contrast to concealed work, which is hidden behind walls, floors, or ceilings. Wireways are often used in exposed work applications because they provide a neat and organized way to route cables. Now, the importance of covers protecting conductors cannot be understated. Covers help to prevent physical damage to the conductors, which can lead to short circuits, ground faults, and other electrical hazards. In addition, covers can help to protect conductors from environmental factors such as moisture, dust, and UV radiation. Furthermore, access to the interior of the wireway for maintenance is provided by the hinged access cover. These covers allow electricians to easily inspect, test, and modify the wiring within the wireway without having to completely remove the cover. This is particularly useful in applications where frequent maintenance is required. In summary, while the NEC does not explicitly require wireway covers, there are several practical reasons why it's generally recommended to keep them closed. These reasons include protecting conductors from damage, preventing the ingress of contaminants, and enhancing overall safety. Consider a scenario where a wireway is installed in a dusty industrial environment. Without a cover, dust and debris can accumulate inside the wireway, potentially leading to overheating and premature failure of the conductors. In this case, keeping the cover closed would help to prevent these issues. Alternatively, imagine a wireway located in a public area where it is accessible to unauthorized personnel. Removing the cover could create a safety hazard, as people could accidentally come into contact with live electrical conductors. In this situation, maintaining the cover would help to prevent accidental contact and potential injuries. Now let's think about the specific type of cable used in the wireway, which is type TC cable. Type TC cable is designed for use in cable trays, raceways, and wireways. It's characterized by its flame retardant properties and resistance to physical damage. The TC designation stands for tray cable, indicating that it's specifically listed for use in cable tray applications. Let's consider some of the key features of Type TC cable. Firstly, it has a flame retardant outer jacket. This jacket helps to prevent the spread of fire in the event of an electrical fault. Secondly, it has a sunlight-resistant outer jacket. This jacket protects the cable from degradation caused by exposure to ultraviolet radiation. Thirdly, it is suitable for wet and dry locations. This means that it can be used in a wide range of environments without fear of damage from moisture. Fourthly, it has a high ampacity rating. This allows it to carry a large amount of current without overheating. In addition to these features, Type TC cable is also available in a variety of sizes and conductor counts to meet the needs of different applications. It can be used for power, control, and signal circuits. Now let's discuss the installation requirements for Type TC cable in wireways. According to the NEC, Type TC cable must be supported at intervals not exceeding 12 inches. This support can be provided by cable ties, straps, or other approved means. In addition, Type TC cable must be protected from physical damage. This can be achieved by installing it in a wireway or raceway. When installing Type TC cable in a wireway, it's important to ensure that the cable is properly sized for the intended load. This means selecting a cable with an ampacity rating that is sufficient to carry the maximum current that will flow through the circuit. It's also important to ensure that the cable is properly terminated at both ends. This means using approved connectors and following the manufacturer's instructions. In summary, Type TC cable is a versatile and reliable wiring solution for a wide range of applications. When installed in accordance with the NEC, it provides a safe and code-compliant wiring system. Now let's further investigate the exposed work environment. The NEC defines exposed as capable of being inadvertently touched or approached nearer than a safe distance by a person. It is applied to electrical equipment that is not suitably guarded, isolated, or insulated. Wireways are often installed in exposed locations such as in industrial plants, commercial buildings, and outdoor facilities. In these locations, it's important to take precautions to protect the wireway and its contents from damage. One way to protect the wireway is to install it in a location where it is not likely to be struck by moving equipment or objects. Another way is to install a barrier or guard around the wireway to prevent accidental contact. In addition to protecting the wireway from physical damage, it's also important to protect it from environmental factors such as moisture, dust, and UV radiation. This can be achieved by selecting a wireway that is rated for the intended environment. For example, a wireway that is installed outdoors should be rated for wet locations and UV resistance. A wireway that is installed in a dusty environment should be rated for dust tightness. In summary, when installing wireways in exposed locations, it's important to take precautions to protect the wireway and its contents from damage and environmental factors. This will help to ensure the safe and reliable operation of the electrical system. Now consider the potential hazards associated with leaving a wireway cover open or removed. Firstly, there is the risk of electrical shock. If someone comes into contact with live electrical conductors inside the wireway, they could receive a serious or even fatal electrical shock. Secondly, there is the risk of arc flash. An arc flash is a dangerous electrical explosion that can occur when there is a short circuit or other electrical fault. Arc flashes can cause severe burns, blindness, and other injuries. Thirdly, there is the risk of fire. Electrical faults can generate heat, which can ignite flammable materials inside the wireway. Fourthly, there is the risk of equipment damage. Dust, dirt, and other contaminants can enter the wireway and damage the electrical components inside. In addition to these hazards, leaving a wireway cover open or removed can also create a tripping hazard. People could trip over the open wireway and injure themselves. For all of these reasons, it's important to keep wireway covers closed and secured at all times. If a wireway cover is damaged or missing, it should be replaced immediately. Now let's delve into the legal and regulatory aspects of wireway safety. The NEC is a widely adopted electrical code that sets the minimum safety standards for electrical installations. While the NEC does not specifically require Wireway covers, it does require that electrical equipment be installed in a safe and workmanlike manner. This means that electrical equipment must be protected from physical damage and environmental factors. In addition to the NEC, there may be other federal, state, and local regulations that apply to Wireway safety. For example, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, has regulations that require employers to protect their employees from electrical hazards. These regulations may require employers to provide training to employees who work with electrical equipment and to ensure that electrical equipment is properly maintained. In summary, it's important to be aware of the legal and regulatory requirements for Wireway safety. This will help to ensure that electrical installations are safe and code compliant. Now let's analyze the economic implications of Wireway safety. Investing in Wireway safety can save money in the long run. By protecting electrical equipment from damage and environmental factors, you can reduce the risk of equipment failure and downtime. This can save money on repairs, replacements, and lost production time. In addition, investing in Wireway safety can reduce the risk of electrical accidents. Electrical accidents can result in injuries, property damage, and lawsuits. By preventing electrical accidents, you can save money on medical expenses, insurance premiums, and legal fees. In summary, Wireway safety is not just a matter of safety, it's also a matter of economics. Investing in Wireway safety can save money in the long run by reducing the risk of equipment failure, downtime, and accidents. Now let's consider the environmental aspects of Wireway safety. Electrical equipment can have a significant impact on the environment. For example, electrical equipment can consume energy, which contributes to greenhouse gas emissions. Electrical equipment can also contain hazardous materials such as lead, mercury, and cadmium. By properly maintaining electrical equipment and preventing electrical accidents, you can reduce the environmental impact of electrical installations. In addition, you can choose to use environmentally friendly electrical equipment. For example, you can use energy-efficient lighting, and you can choose electrical equipment that is made from recycled materials. In summary, Wireway safety is not just a matter of safety and economics, it's also a matter of environmental responsibility. By properly maintaining electrical equipment and preventing electrical accidents, you can reduce the environmental impact of electrical installations. Now let's think about the future of Wireway technology. Wireway technology is constantly evolving. New materials, designs, and features are being developed to improve the performance and safety of Wireways. For example, new types of Wireways are being developed that are more resistant to corrosion, fire, and physical damage. New designs are being developed that make Wireways easier to install and maintain. New features are being developed that improve the safety of Wireways, such as arc fault protection and ground fault protection. In summary, Wireway technology is constantly evolving to meet the changing needs of the electrical industry. By staying up to date on the latest Wireway technology, you can ensure that your electrical installations are safe, reliable, and efficient. Now let's think about the long-term benefits of Wireway safety. There are many long-term benefits to implementing and maintaining Wireway safety. These include increased safety for personnel, reduced risk of equipment failure, improved reliability of electrical systems, lower operating costs, and a reduced environmental impact. By prioritizing Wireway safety, organizations can create a safer, more efficient, and more sustainable electrical infrastructure. In conclusion, while the NEC does not explicitly mandate covers for Wireways, adhering to best practices and prioritizing safety should always be the guiding principles. Understanding the nuances of the code, the function of Wireways and associated components, and the potential hazards involved is crucial for ensuring a safe and compliant electrical installation.